All right. I guess I'm live. Thanks for watching this VOD. This VOD will be of a pop stress test that I don't know, almost took a nap through. Um, hey, Thadvik. Thanks for being here early. Let's see. I think everything's set up right. The daylight savings time difference between the US and Germany almost got me today. So, hey, chili sauce, Talet. Let me plug in really quick. First of all, let me see, get you guys some audio here. I think there's a shortcut for this, and I can set it up better in the future, but. Entry to all, hello. It looked like people were already watching some Eminem streams. If there are other Eminem streams taking place, always feel free to watch that instead, especially if it's team members, and especially if you're able to sub or otherwise support those individuals. So I just kind of pop in here to do the thing, to help out with some info when possible. So let me plug into Slack and see if I can listen in on the team. For a bit at least, until my phone dies. Playtest, playtest, playtest. Hey, Ali, what's going on, buddy? Turn this all the way down. Cool. Yeah, I got saved by the fact that I got saved by Nick's post to the team saying like, playtest is in like 45 minutes or 35 minutes. And I looked at it, I was like, because I thought I still had an hour. But our daylight savings time hasn't happened yet. And so I was like, oh shit. He's talking about 6 o'clock, not 7 o'clock. Thanks, Jasmine. Nimdork, hello. Darius, hello. Darius said performance seems better. Seems much better. Well, we've got two things to look at. We've got one, which is how does the game perform once we get everybody in here, and then the other thing will just be general performance, which hopefully it's a bit better, but it should be improving even as we go, just because it's an area of focus for us, and it seems like there's plenty of optimizations that we can still hit before early access. What's up, Throbgrave, Matthias, Sna, Darius? Did we change the moons around? No, we didn't like change. Their positioning and stuff changes. It's the whole like lunar system is a bit dynamic. And the art for those isn't final. How is our small cabin? Fantastic. Yeah, it was really cool. It wound up being just the perfect size. It was a getaway. There were other like little small houses, tiny houses, cabins around there, but it wasn't like, it's not prime season yet, so it wasn't super crowded. I'll be honest, we wound up, and I'll mention this maybe later so I can find the person that actually hooked us up, but whoever recommended in the audiobooks in the last stream, I think, whoever recommended Dungeon Crawler, was it Dungeon Crawler Carl? So all we've done since we started that audiobook was basically sit there and listen to audiobooks together. So we've listened to 2.5 dungeon crawler crawls. We're in the middle of book 3 right now. Even over our little lunch break earlier today, like we were sitting there at the table listening to it. So yeah, tiny bit of lag. Ollie is firing off a profile now to see what's going on with it, but there's already a bit of lag, but it is also because we are at 300 players in the zone at the moment. So that was quick. Let's see. Hey, Marcy. What's up, Robert? Feldane, Jabroni, Doggeroni. $323 players in the zone at the moment. 343 people in the zone at the moment. Hey, Keith. What's going on, buddy? Thank you. Red Forest, hello. Let's see. My green screen. What else can I do to improve that at the moment? Let's see if I can power up a light. Nope, that's wrong direction with lights. Huh. That may be it at the moment. I turned off auto brightness adjustment because it was blowing everything out, and I think I may have to turn it back on, otherwise the green screen just isn't happy. So we've got a little bit of lag, and that is because we are at 356 players in the zone at the moment. All right. There may be more technical reasons than that or whatever. Ollie said he's checking some stuff, so he heard me. Cool. He took the bait. Feldane says, life got super busy. Are we making new characters for this test? You should be able to use the same characters unless they're in another zone, I believe. We're gonna see how much we can slam this zone, see what we can learn from it, and then from there we'll probably open stuff up for you. right, so it looks like this may just be the server that we're using for this one, and we'll see if it's Ollie's running a profile. If it is the server hardware, then we'll probably switch that up and see how things go. Is there an objective today, or just act natural again? Act as natural as possible, Keith. Yeah, if you look out, you'll see some new cliffs in action with new textures. Stuff's still in progress, but what's up, Ripon Skeletal? All right. So I'm mostly listening to the team at the moment. We got a bunch of people. Listening to the team and kind of getting a feel for what they're seeing, and then when my coffee cools off, then I'm going to smash that. $388 in the zone. There's Lich. Tavik said UI is amazing. Glad you're digging it. It's come a long way. Thanks again, Keith. And then we've got a lot more to go. So where are we at right now with the number of people? 405 people in the zone. So we'll see. Ollie said, ooh, that's still so hot. Ollie said that he's gonna check it out and then see if we need to just put this on better hardware. Okay, Ollie said they found a bug. And they're gonna rebuild a server. Assume being stuck on loading screen is part of the lag and not my PC. I would say kill the client and start again. You're in now? Okay, cool. Weird, there's way more people around than you see. It's a very big zone. BSF is... Thanks for the follow. Humjum said, looking better, some lag, yeah, but nonetheless, glad to see gameplay in action. Yep, we found a bug though. We think we found an obvious performance hit that was found. They thought they'd fixed it. It sounds like, but it was actually, it slipped through because the bots don't do a thing that you guys do, and so it's still there. So that's going to be fixed. New server is going to be built, and then we'll look at whether or not we also need to, because I guess it sounds like the performance was actually looking pretty good with the bots, and so made the call to run on a slightly less stout setup. So Ollie was being cheap. I was trying to find a polite way to not say it. Ollie was trying to save a few bucks on the server. And so we may have to if this doesn't fix everything, then we may have to actually get a slightly better server. Ollie said he's preparing us for production, guys. Listen, we're a very efficient operation. So Eminem from Temu, listen. Let's not talk about where Ollie gets yeah. Makes sense after seeing how much you have spent on servers so far. Yeah. Hey, Bill. Yeah, honestly, if I had not popped into Slack to look at something really fast, because I was just about to cook dinner, I was like, okay, I've got till 7. It's a little bit earlier because of the daylight savings time difference. Because we haven't had ours yet. So it's actually, this kicked off at 6 p.m. I was like, all right, cool. Let me bathe really fast. What happened first as being on a team? See, it's just normal in Discord. He just didn't have time. He didn't have the time, which is super unfortunate, and it's fantastic that he still hangs out in Discord, and we still chat and stuff in Discord and all that. But whenever folks don't have enough time, then we ask them if they want to go into like alumni mode, and if so, then they're no longer on the official team for the time being until something in their situation changes, and then yeah, that's that. So he didn't do nothing bad. We still love him, but we also our thing is we take our head counts on the team very seriously, and we just ask that people who are on the team have enough time, and so that's something we work with people on. Let's see. Zano, thanks for the follow. Hey Justin Beer, what's going on? How's everything going? How was your trip? You shoes asked. I'm sure you've answered many times. It was good. It was honestly, it was only like 20 minutes from here. And our plan had just been to chill out and make fires and you know, go on little hikes and stuff like that. And so what wound up happening was I think we went on a total of one hike. It wasn't a super like fancy area or whatever. But then because somebody had recommended Dungeon Crawler Carl, the book to us, we wound up just sitting there. When we were inside, we had it on the phone on like, you know, just speaker. That was you shoes? Awesome, dude. Fantastic. We love it. So all we've done since then, we're in the middle of book 3 now. We were, even when we were out like making the campfire and stuff, we would sit out there around the campfire, just each with an earbud in, listening, laughing our ass off. Dude, I love it. And honestly, either the author is like done some game development work or has somebody that's a game developer that he was working with the whole time, or he's just a incredibly observant player. But there's so many good ideas in there. Like it's just so decent and it's funny as shit. We love it. It's our type of humor. We're super good with it. We're at 477 in Night Harbor right now. Dungeon Crawler Carl. And the voice acting in the Audible books, I think it's, what's his name? Jeff something? The voice actor, like the sounds and the voice acting and stuff, it's fantastic. I know there's like 7 or 8 or something. Jeff Hayes, yeah. I don't know how he does all those voices. I know that it sounds like there's how many books are there? 7, 8. 7 just came out a month ago. Yeah, I know there's a lot of books. We're gonna be super sad when the series is over, I think. So yeah, 577 in the zone. We've got some lag, but we have something that we believe is going to help with that. And so we're going to make that fix, build a new server, look at whether or not we need to be on better server hardware as well, especially with the turnout that we have tonight. And then go from there. Server's already built, Ali said. Yushu says, so they do an audio immersion tunnel for S1. It's a fully produced thing with music, sound effects, and other actors. Maybe check it out when you guys are done, if you're looking for some more. Absolutely. "5 minutes or so," Ali says. Let's see. When you guys are done. So we're I'll be honest, I don't know with the sound effects and stuff if they'll be better. I think they hit like just a perfect amount of interaction and all that stuff, or not interaction, perfect amount of, I don't know what you'd call it, variety. Hey Wallabies. All right, where are we at? 481. All right, looks like the server is ready to go. I'm just looking to see if there's going to be a notification that, yep, server is coming down shortly due to a patch to address the lag. I'm very curious to see how this goes. Because that was a lot of people. See you, Shoes. Thanks again for the recommendation. It's funny, just listening to that book series actually, I don't know, makes me love game development, if that makes sense. Like just here, it's just funny the details and stuff that they have in there. It's so interesting. Yeah. Sounds like he's gonna update the server. We'll get bounced out. And then we'll hop back in. Bikenos asks, is this your first jump into the lit RPG genre? It is. And if you would have described the genre to me without me having listened to this book, I probably would have been like, man, I don't know about that. I guess it depends on how strictly you're using the term. Do Rangers have tracking yet? They do not. When he when he said for you to track someone down, that just means for you to go looking for him. You killed the server. Did it drop anything? A gold server killer box. It dropped players, yeah. What's up, Katie? What's up, Liz? Liz Biscuits, I have to admit, the entire time that we're listening to this book series, you are the cat. So one of the main characters is Princess Donut, and I can't, like, I'll just be really honest with you. Anytime she's talking, I'm like, I just think of Liz. So if you haven't listened to the series yet, you should check it out. Dude, Donuts. Again, if you would have told me that I would appreciate that character, I would have not believed you. When I sort of read the whatever, the synopsis, the sort of like, when I was first reading about the first book, I was just like, yeah, I don't know about this. Dungeon Crawler Carl. I love it. It's Jasmine, I love it. Matter of fact, if I wasn't on here right now, if we were like eating dinner, we'd be listening to it. So what pushed us over the edge to try it? We were listening to the book on Revolutionary War and got another chapter in, but it was kind of like, you know, it's still slow a little bit. And so I was like, oh, you want to try this one? It'll be fun. Or it might be fun. It may be horrible. And she was like, yeah, sure. Why not? Because it's my birthday. And so then we started it and we're just like, holy shit, this is great. So that was that. It was my birthday on the 19th. It was earlier in the week. Yep. Do you need a patch or is it just server? It should just have been the server, I thought. Hey, thank you for the birthdays. Listen for a second time right now. Can build up so I can build up to a new book. Just my comfy blanket. Dude, it honestly, it is just, it really is. The voice acting, I think if it had been any other voice actor or whatever, I would have just been like, but the voice acting is so good. He does so many different characters. Jeff Pays as a voice acting is insanely good. Yeah, it's just, man. It's just really, really, like, talk about a talented person. Announcement said patch. If you have not been in yet before, you do need to patch, Elron. Your birthday's tomorrow. Happy birthday, Phylock. T-Dank said mine was on the 20th. Hey, happy birthday. It is possible to get in. Nick just made it in. So we'll get back to the Civil War book, or sorry, the Revolutionary War book, then later the Civil War book. But dude, we've got so much Dungeon Crawler Carl to finish. Fiat Morta, Tveldolf, thank you for the follows. Napalm, thank you for the follow. Getting not allowed to enter world? They may have just said something about that, but I was busy. I was busy talking. Ollie said, so were we. Yeah, so just try again. Trying to log back in. Looks great so far. Excited for the early launch. Hey. You are... Queldelf, you do mean next year, right? Anarchist, Deathicus, loading now. Well, fingers crossed for you. Alright, folks are back in. Bjorn's freaking me out with his speed. 243 people back in already. Dang, guys. Lodoc81, thank you for the follow. Oh yeah, 200 and... well, whatever it is now, and it's still feeling good. 308, and yeah, it's still very clicky. Don Zero says, good luck on stress test. Game's looking great. Hey, thank you. Yeah, so feeling good with over 344. Jeez Louise. G215, just as I said Jeez Louise, G215 says, downloading game now. Right on. Nimdork says it's way better. I can start my spells now. Yep, it should be better. Like I said, it was it sounds like it was a new feature we had just added, and is item related, so it touched a lot of stuff. And it's a cool feature, but we went ahead and clicked pulled that back out just for now. So it's something that is very likely going to be fine for the playtest. We'll see. But if I understand it correctly, that was that. So it was cool. We found the issue pretty quickly. 391. Is there a target number for players like X players and we don't crash is considered success? We really, so far we haven't really had crashes, and it's not a server thing, it's just a zone thing. I don't know if there's, Ollie's got like an actual target in mind. But you know, for an MMO, Ollie said 500 is his target. So if everything runs really smooth at 500, then we're in a good spot. So we're at 411 right now. Same hardware, just with that bug fix. So if it's still a little laggy, which it is a little laggy at the moment, there's like a half a second there. So we may switch to the bigger hardware in a second. All right, we're at like 2-3 seconds. Uh, 449. So we're creeping up on the 500 target. And we think that we can improve on this with better hardware. Ollie said it started to lag after 420, but then he caught himself and he realized what he was saying. Skizix asked, wait, is this just EverQuest? Wait a second. When people ask that, I have to wonder, aside from the Elemental, I'm like, did you play EverQuest? Was it just a long time ago? Yeah, so there's a bit of lag. We think that's probably the server that we've got this on, so we may put it on a beefier server. So we've just pulled logs to okay. So we grabbed some data from this server. We'll probably be tossing everything on a bigger, better server, and then we'll see. Okay. But Skizix, nah, so we did a lot of stuff like from day one where we really tried to constrain ourselves to like lower poly geo and things like that, but then focus on just much higher quality textures. There's just something about the like maintaining an old school look that just felt appropriate with what we were shooting for. We want something that just feels really familiar and comfortable, that we're then layering in additional depth to the various systems that EQ had that other games didn't have. Right, so we're trying to leverage as much like nostalgia factor in so many different ways, just because we want something to feel like, I don't know, we want people that did play in that era to like come back in and just feel at home again. And then for people that never played in that era, we felt like it's a wonderful experience, a great aesthetic. So you know, you made it comfy when you don't even need a tutorial, know how to play after EQ. Yeah, there's a lot of not like reinventing the wheel, and some people can be critical of that, but it's like, what? You know, there's a great foundation in those old games. For the people that have never played it before, there's definitely a learning curve. Gekin, thank you for the birthday wishes. Fat Old Wizard, Shifty Scales, Unfrozen Caveman, Lodok. Oh, Lodok already said it, but hey, I'll say it again. Thank you for the follows. The doorway to the Enchanter Guild portal is solid again. Oh, we'll let Bjorn know. We've been updating art in Night Harbor, so I think that happens every once in a while. Love the art style so far. Dwarves especially are really cool. Thanks, Filak. Penzu asks, sorry if this has already been answered. Have the textures been changed? Yeah, we're in the process of doing texture updates and some geo updates that go along with it. All right, so we've just dropped the server to move over to better hardware and see what that does. Oh, excuse me. MK Bug 77, thank you for the follow. A Hungry asks, since you're using Unity and it supports new Linux export build target, have you thought about providing unsupported native build? That's come up before. I can't remember what Ali said. I think it's once we're further along, something we can look at, if I remember correctly. I don't think it was like a no. I don't think there's any like no reason. Ali said we have to rewrite our input system for that because we use a Win32 API for some stuff. But Yagarum B said Unity tends to work well with Proton. I think a few people have been messing with that. Can you run M&M on Windows 7? Drodak asked. Ollie said M&M should work on Win 7 or maybe not with the X12. The X11 version is coming back soon, though, for the public test, probably. Lefusto, thank you for the follow. What about Windows 95? We can't really call ourselves an old school retro MMO if we don't run on Windows 95. Lord Mironia says, any plans for server sharding or just more smaller pop servers? We'll comment more. We'll have like an actual plan posted for how we're going to approach servers as we get closer to early access. The thing we've discussed to date is to essentially have more servers with a very set predefined consolidation path, so that we can basically support enough people early on, and as people move out into the other zones, if we need to, then we can go ahead and start to merge them back together. G215, thank you for the follow. And then, as I've mentioned before, if you haven't seen it, let's see if I can, like, my windows and shit aren't all set up properly. I'll need to do that in a minute, because I just came in here like last minute. But we'll provide a lot of information as we go on, like what things are looking like with regards to our sub counts and, you know, blah blah blah. So I think with us not wanting to try to mask what's going on with our numbers, it'll be a hell of a lot easier for us just to communicate to you in real time as the game's in early access, like what we're doing with servers, how they're doing, why we're either, you know, splitting a server if that's necessary, or merging servers later, like all that shit, instead of like forcing you. Like every other game seems to think that if they just hide their numbers a bit, then no one will know what's going on, man. And that just, it's honestly, it leads to a less productive conversation. Just because, yeah, numbers go up, they come down, they go back up again if you're lucky, if you're doing the right work. Shit happens. So why not like have an actual honest discussion about that with the community, so that you guys can keep an eye on it and you'll know why we're doing the things we're doing, and it'll be for non-bullshit reasons. So that'll be something that we continue to do. If you... Here, I'll just not click the other tab. If you look here, if you go to early access and you scroll down here to the bottom of the page, you look at roadmaps, development history, development cost, and post-launch plan. That'll give you a lot of information about just how we plan on handling our data and stuff as we go into early access. And we've actually tried to keep this updated, is kind of like to show you what it means as we've been going, right? So like if you look here, we've got our financials posted, and then you can see it's broken down per the previous period. So kind of treating you like shareholders, since you are. The Rondo, thank you. I think I'm saying that right. The Rondo said, loving how much this project's shaping up. Really appreciate it. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. It's already been a pretty crazy journey. All right, so we're back in. 300 people are already in. Sweet Jiminy. How did 300 people sneak in already? What in the world? Still looking responsive. It's refreshing to see how transparent M&M is. Hey, you want to know what? It's actually really refreshing as a developer to be transparent. Honestly, it makes shit so much better. Hero's Journey went down. They told us to come play this. RPK Haze. Well then, it'll definitely be a good stress test then. So this is a stress test. We're running a stress test as we're working towards our April playtest. So, yeah. 394 people in the zone. Keep in mind, we're just testing the zone right now. Once we get the data that we need, we'll open it up and you guys can run into other zones and stuff, and that'll also help with load. When you are here for the playtest, we'll have multiple servers. 416. $428. Nick was just asking whether or not everybody joining at the moment adds to the lag. All right, so about a second and a half lag at the moment. 449 players in here. What's the deal with the head bobbing on a model when you go into inventory? You guys are making me twitch. Maybe I'm nodding my that's how he nods hello to everybody as you come in. You can post the bugs in Discord, but you can also try using our /bug. We've been doing some work with this. You can report an issue or petition, right? So like harassment, camp dispute, disruptive behavior. So Swanee's been working on this, so feel free to use this a bit if you don't mind. And then we'll kind of see how things go with that. $4.79. The black pixels are a known issue. The black lighting artifacts, it is a Unity lighting issue. This is the worst I think I've ever seen it. But we've also been doing a lot of like playing around with lights and stuff in preparation for the playtest. So we've been doing a lot of work in here. If you look out there when it's daylight, you'll be able to see it. We've been doing a texture pass, which also involves some geo changes. And I think as part of that, there's been some lights messed with. And so that's just kind of... Do the pixels drop good loot? Yes, attack the pixels with magic missile. How many people are in game? 508 people in the zone. 500 people in the zone is kind of an extreme case, so this is not bad. We've got until you know, early access to look and see if there's improvements we can make, but jamming 500 people into the zone, it's not so that's a record, right? For us, I swear we've had more in our early playtest, but it was pretty laggy. It was pretty kind of janked up at like 500. But it's looking good. How about that? Yeah, Ollie said we've had more, but we had fewer features and lag was a lot worse. So we're doing a hell of a lot more in game now. There's just there are a ton more systems. There's a lot more data being dealt with. So this is exciting. This is good. Ollie is happy. Yeah, this is the craziest the lighting has ever been. It's it kind of almost reminds me of the description. There's a Stephen King book where there's those orbs that like eat the earth. I forget what they were called. Yeah, the Langoliers. So we're going to We're gonna let you guys run into other zones and stuff in a little bit. Did your tunes get set back to level 1? They shouldn't have. They should just be your tunes. All zones should be up now, Ollie said. And keep in mind, we'll have multiple servers with all the zones up, etc. Oh, everything froze. Ollie said all zones are up and then everything froze. It's just, it seems like this may be lag related to everything coming up. Are you excited for potential Mike Flanagan Dark Tower series? I wasn't aware of it. I'll be honest, I haven't been following Stephen King stuff in the last few years. I didn't know that he still wrote outside of Twitter. Let me see. Yeah. All right, a series. It should be a great series. Yeah. No, I know Dark Tower very well. I was making a joke, Creedle. Yeah, I mentioned in a previous stream that when I first got on the team, when I was first working on EQ, I actually wrote like whatever email address was available for Stephen King's people. I wrote them going, I was like, you probably aren't aware of massively multiplayer online games, but I think the universe created by the Dark Tower series would make a fantastic MMO. Like blah blah blah. It was just one of those things that was, that's not how the industry works. But I didn't know at the time, so I thought I could write an email and he'd be like, "What? EverQuest? This looks awesome. Let's make a game." His loss, yeah. Let's see. Chester said, "Okay, I'm level 1 again, but I have my mining pick and tons of ore and inventory already." Threw all of them out the window after. You didn't like the ending? I'll be honest. I thought the ending was fine. I don't know how they could have done a better ending. Time is a flat circle. I loved it. I mean, you literally threw all your books out the window? No, you didn't. No, I loved it. I've got all my books, like all my hardback books and all that stuff, in storage in Texas. When we get back to the US, I will gladly pull out my Dark Tower series and reread it. I just loved finding all the little links and stuff. I loved how he brought turned it into a universe, turned his books into a universe. Hopefully Mike Flanagan will do the books justice as a series. He says he just wants to just do the books, so that's good. I mean, I think it could be a fantastic, fantastic series. It's just... They also need to cast it well. Like, just cast the books, please. Just cast the books. Cast the illustrations. The illustrations are there. Cast them. Just cast that. Don't turn Roland into a 115-pound woman. Like, there are characters that are plenty strong that can take care of all of Hollywood's needs. Just cast the books and then make the books. So fingers crossed for Mike Flanagan. Don't worry about acting abilities, just cast for looks like Reacher. I wouldn't go that far, Darius. And Reacher's problems is it's just people don't know the subject matter that are writing it. Reacher could be great. I think the acting, with the exception of that female FBI woman who is actually English but is trying to do a New England accent horribly, but like, yeah. We need young Clint Eastwood for Roland. Doesn't, yeah, I was about to say, grab Scott Eastwood. All right, so let's get off that topic before it gets too contentious. You're not allowed to enter this world. XP, there are worlds other than these. Okay, there you go. Loading in now. Where are we at? 194. We just went from 46 to 194 pretty quickly. That's nice. Every time I see Alan Richardson, I can't help but think of Blue Mountain State. I think I've only ever watched like 3 episodes of that. 280 people. Ollie are... Okay, no, it looks like I'm seeing different levels here. People were saying, a few people were saying that they thought their characters got reset to level 1. But I'm seeing multiple, I'm seeing 335. And that's just here. People, you can, I think you can log into your original, into your other characters. You'll be in other zones. So let's see. 411. Okay, yeah. So people are in other zones. 411 people in a matter of seconds. Awesome. So, it looks like we got some good data out of that. And so big thank you to everybody for participating. It was cool to be able to break 500 this quickly. Wormsbane is up. Yeah, everything should be up now. I feel bad because if you're watching the VOD or whatever, I feel bad. I've realized after the fact, every single time when I'm putting the VOD up, I realize that I'm usually like, I'm sitting over here streaming and just like staring either at chat or at OOC or whatever. And I'm like, I'm sitting here in a corner looking at a wall or some shit for 3 hours. So apologies. Like I said, if any of the other guys or anybody else is streaming, definitely always go check that out. I'm here just to provide a little bit of support and commentary. But definitely support other folks. But if you want to hang out here, that's fine as well. Um, let's see. Is the volume up? Is this good? I'm just gonna turn stuff up for you. Yeah, try repair Esan. See if that helps. I got butt oven in my face right now for some reason. Listen, butt oven. We're being kind about your name. Don't put your ass on my head. I will not take a whiff. Had my main on Triminax. Was the character supposed to be moved to Rel? Is he gone? Or will Triminax come back? I believe when we do the playtest, we'll just bring up all the... if I had to guess, we're doing the usual thing instead of bringing those back. I don't know that we consolidated all characters onto Rel. So those of you that were on other servers, and that's probably it. Matthias said, Rel is the only server that's been up since the Great Fire Kukri of 2024. Yeah, that's what I was just wondering. That's what I was just thinking, was like, have we actually had other servers up in recent playtests? Telsmere said, I think it's pronounced Beethoven. Yeah, I think it's meant to be a Beethoven thing, but oven is, I don't know. It's funnier in my head. Now, Dongs, on the other hand, again, that's a, you know, that's a very borderline name, except he's a goblin. So. That's you, Vulork? We would not delete your dongs. We might give you a better name at some point, but we won't delete you. Who are the yellow font players? Guides? It is what I have targeted. And then green are the, or it's us. I was gonna say the GMs, but it's us. We don't have GMs at the moment. Other character models seem to persist when they zone. Interesting. The name filter won't allow me to use Kuma in my name. The name filter is pretty aggressive right now. We haven't had a chance to go through it. So there's a number of like false positives going on there. We'll definitely take a look. 478 players in Night Harbor, even with the other zones up. So hold on one second. Let me check the lag. Oh, there's a little bit of lag. Not too bad though. Couple second for almost 500. Who all is at 566. Cool. But you can definitely see there's a little bit of lag there. What does the mud tab in your chat window do? So the hope for that is we've got to finish the implementation there, but essentially that window, this window would be disappeared until you hail a NPC or you're doing some sort of like a quest interaction, or you're doing a mud interaction, and then it would pop up and it would be in there, so that when you're talking to NPCs, it doesn't get lost as a new player. And then that's something you could filter to other windows, or basically there'll be more to it, but it's meant to be an interaction window. I don't see piles of people here at the zone line, so maybe they're cleaning up. Maybe it just takes a minute. There's a little bit of lag, so maybe that's what's going on. Well, this guy just moved, actually, so he's not even persistent. Tiki Wizzy says, "What is the command to create your own guild?" You've got to go to an NPC when you've got the cash. Once you've got the cash, you basically purchase that. So 488 people in the zone. There's definitely a bit of lag in here, so we're keeping an eye on it. A lot of people asking that, so there's another person asking that question as well about guilds, so that'll be something that if it's not covered in our guide, then we'll update our game manual, our quick start guide, which is actually just a player guide at this point. Have you talked about leaving nameplates for mobs so you can find their corpse, especially in the dark? Leaving nameplates on a corpse? I think it'll be easier for you to, yeah, we wouldn't do that. It'll be easier for you to loot when it's not lagging as hard. Tsunami-san. Why are the shadows on the wall are doing weird things? Because we've introduced a lighting bug. We'll have it fixed by the playtest. It's basically it's a settings thing. Unity gets pretty funky when you've got too many overlapping lights in a certain area. Blah blah blah. Is the lag preventing the spire portals from working? The lag is probably means that you just need to stand there for a bit longer, but they should still work. Let's run over there and see. But yeah, if you're seeing this crazy pixelation, it's just a it's us in progress with regards to updating lighting and stuff. Sorry, I was listening to my earbud. So 593 players in game with 488 in Night Harbor. That said, the actual visual lag is feeling better in here. So whatever they've been doing, they've been working on some optimizations and stuff. The actual FPS on here is feeling nice, using me as a guinea pig at least. So that's nice, and we'll continue to work on improving that. If you had a way bigger budget, would you like the idea of having it voice NPCs? Probably not. I mean, but that's just a me personal preference thing, because it's hard to do that really well. Like we were just talking about that audiobook we're listening to. That's probably the best voice acting I've heard in forever, especially for the kind of book that it is. And so, I mean, what was his name again? Jeff Hayes. If at some point we just had the cash and like it was just something that the team really wanted to do and you guys really wanted, it might be fun to like. It'd be a fun flex to have him do a bunch of voices. That's for sure. Oh, with these lights, it's what? He just got. It looks like he's being sucked up into like the UFO. What was that? Oh, thanks, Jasmine. I'm gonna let me see if I can zone. It's using the old Evergrove. Okay, I was like, what was the old zone name? Took me a minute. I just zone, so if you see things lock up, it's because I'm zoning. Vulork, last I checked, it was like 590 or something, I think. I'm zoning right now, so we'll see. We'll see if I make it through. I'll check as soon as I'm back in a zone. Sna said 591 from his who all. Cool. Jasmine just brought me some food. Like I said, I almost missed it. I was like, thought I was on time, but still cutting it close tonight. And then I realized that the U.S. has had its daylight savings change, and we haven't over here in Germany. Chip said that there's a rogue. There we go. I guess the archer merchant was just killing some guards and stuff. Who all? 596. I would say the one downside to listening to that audiobook, anytime anything happens now, I've just got I've got like this voice that pops into my head. New achievement. Yeah, you can start a character in here now, I believe. That's what these guys are doing. So, hey, Cayman. Zones. Sna said, "Oh, this zone is looking nicer." Yeah, it's coming along. There's a lot of work being done in here. Love the fog. Yeah, and it changes. It's changing based on time of day. Lag's getting much worse, Stoop Loop said. How many people are in the zone at the moment? Who Night Harbor. $451. Vlog said 468. No offense intended, but starting in the desert makes disservice in terms of providing a good first impression for players. Ah, well, a little late for that now. Welcome back, Isan. Yeah, I mean, it's, it's one of those things where it provided us the easiest route in and the most sort of general theme to work with. What races start in the Forest City? What else? Zedar, I like deserts as well. It's partially why we started there. High elves will start near here, but they start up on the mountain to the east of here. Wait, what's wrong with desert? I understand the feedback. It's a lot of people just they feel deserts are a little too plain, a little too beige, a little too brown, all that type of stuff. So you get sand in your ass crack. Dan says exploring Sun Greek for the first time. Zone's very cool looking. Yeah, I'm gonna. I'll zone over there and see. Goblin says, just got back, man. I'm actually so happy with the way Shaded Dunes looks. What does chat think? Yeah, if you guys haven't been there, I will go there right after I get done zoning into Sun Greek. Yeah, I was muted. I was chomping on some food, and so I muted myself. Anyways, let me say all of that again. Actually, I don't even remember how much I just missed. Let me go back and say, Lord Miriona said, obviously it's early, but are there plans for more 3D ground cover? Example, cloves on the ground or keeping it minimalist? Keeping it minimalist, but there'll be more than you currently... Oh, hey. There'll be more than you currently see. Let's see. And I was just saying that Billth here in chat is the is the person that's been doing all of the hey Pendragon. Has been doing the work in Evershade, the forest zone that we're just in. Zone. Oh, that was horrible. I'm sorry. I just realized I just put my face up to the camera and jammed food into it. Managed to find the sewers. Two tubes told me to swim down in a deep hole and we drowned. 1010 would do it again. $595 people in game with 430 in Night Harbor still. I'm gonna turn the weather off. There we go. Because I want to look at this. So we're in the process. Goblin and Bjorn have been doing a lot of work on getting final textures in, and that's also necessitated some geo changes and things like that. So if you're in here, take a look around. You should be seeing the new textures in action. We'll have that, I would say, mostly wrapped up for the playtest. Lord Miriona says, I'm really excited to see the Dwarven starting zone. From that loading screen of the dwarf face on the side of the cliff, I can only imagine it'll be epic. Yeah, it's going to be fun getting over there. It'll be a nice region. Get in the highlands and the mountains. Pop that out for a minute. Wolfhound says, I was in the Friends and Family stress test. Can I be part of the permanent Friends and Family? If you are in a Friends and Family test, then odds are you are somebody's friend or family, so you would need to speak with them. And then when we actually run another FNF, looking good. Rawhide now requires cloth thread, but I can't find any of it on the vendors. Yeah, there's a lot going on with trade skills right now. How's the tin? Any nodes? I'm not sure, but I thought there were. Hey, Swanee. Oh, my phone is dying because it is not plugged in. So I'm gonna have to pop out of the playtest chat for now. Crap. Crap. I'll have to run and grab my cord in a moment and plug that beast in. Go back to listening to Eminem music for now. There's a lot of new work going into crafting. Our new team member, Rift, is focused on trade skills. Cool. That pickaxe clipping the ground. Hey, it's a pickaxe. This is sand. Clearly, that's a feature, not a bug. Look at the realism. Does throwing weapons work? Yep, if you've got a throwing weapon, it should work. How would you even fix that? Probably watch the angle of the dwarf's wrist when idling. Good luck. Music in the new starting zone, so cozy. Right on, yeah. Man, I forget when Robert worked on that. That was done a while back. Urho is now hardcore level 7. Urho, be sure not to go AFK in any inns. That sounded very threatening. I can't do the voice, but more and more I'm starting to think of myself as the AI in Dungeon Crawler Carl. Maybe we can just get Jeff Hayes to voice me. All right, let's see what happens. Zone back in. You guys mind if I mute again for a couple minutes? Maybe he should voice an eventual trailer. That would actually be pretty cool. Like an actual ad and like ham it up really good. New achievement. You've installed Monsters and Memories. You thought it was a big bowl of ice cream at first? That would be fantastic. What? Look at this guy. Handsome. .400 players in the zone at the moment. What's lag feeling like? No, it's there. It's there. How do you report someone? Oops, not like that. So there's some inventory lag. Let me cast, but it's not feeling bad out here. It's not like, but I'm also not in combat. Cast. Yeah, it's like 1 second. Saw somewhere that mounts are in-game functional. Any way to show those off? They are in-game. They're a bit functional. They're in progress. Not noticing lag in combat that much, but the UI interaction, looting, where it hits harder. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not really seeing like rubber banding or anything, so that's nice. There's Esan. What's up, buddy? Do you guys have the world mapped out? Or are you building it as we go? We have the world mapped out, and then we've reduced the insanity of that map, and then we've reduced the insanity of that map some more. But what's cool about that is we've got one zone connection map that gives us an understanding of the world. And then there's a lot of zones in there to fill in. So if things go well and we need additional content and we have the capability of doing more content as we're kind of like working towards or hitting a 1.0 state, there's a lot more world for us to kind of explore. Hey Skeletal, thank you for the raid. So yeah, it's there. Now a lot of the details and stuff are still being fleshed out, of course, but we'll be playing the stress test off stream and do the stream for the playtest. Right on. .395 people in the zone right now, and 592 people on the server. Is Eminem going to have a hub plane of knowledge type zone with teleporters? No. Your second sentence is where it's at. Will teleporting classes be useful in that regard? Teleporting classes will be useful. You should be able to take in the upcoming playtest, you should be able to also take the boat. We'll be tuning that. But there is a ship that will take you from here all the way up the coast to Keeper's Bite. So how long are we up for today? A few hours. Keep an eye out for the actual time. I no longer have the earbud in, so I'm not hearing anything from the team. My phone was dying. I don't have the cord. It's not plugged in. I'm just a mess. I do not have my shit together tonight, is basically what's going on. So, daylight savings time got me. And the fact that we haven't had ours yet in Germany. So, tonight? Yeah. So you're right. It's tonight. So that's what threw me. Panth, thank you for the giant raid. How are you doing? I swear I saw Panth 2 run around in here earlier. So. Okay, let me mute while Jasmine opens our very loud freezer in the next room. In the meantime, welcome everybody. So noisy. Super excited to play it more. Really well, dude. Loving the game so far. I'm excited that you're excited. I've told the story a bunch. I don't know if it's made it back to you, but I assume it has. But I've told the story a bunch about sort of the origins of Eminem in relation to you. I think I've mentioned it. Fairyisms, thank you for the follow. But yeah, I tell the story pretty often. Essentially, if I had not, while I was in Stockholm, I had a year to just kind of kill. I had a year's severance, and if I had not discovered Twitch and then thought, oh, I wonder if anybody ever plays EverQuest on this, and then looked up EverQuest and then run into you, then oh, I got to mute again. Then I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what would have happened, right? Because it led to talking to you while you were playing. You were in Chardock. Talking to you while you're playing in Chardock led to me thinking, wow, all right, this is pretty cool. People are playing EQ on this thing, which then led to that whole situation when everybody in 2020 was stuck in their homes and stuff. Well, not really. In Sweden, we weren't really stuck in our homes. But I was like, oh shit, maybe it would be cool to play on this upcoming TLP server that people are telling me about, and then stream it on this Twitch thing that the kids are into. And then that just led to like meeting Nick and Ollie, and just everything just kind of went from there. So thanks again for that. And the hope is, I know that there are some things that you don't like, corpse runs and stuff like that, but we're hoping that in totality things feel good enough and we do enough with expanding sort of the systems and the way the world feels and the world sense and all the other shit that that it makes up for it. Means a lot, dude. Thank you. Hey, honestly, you're an awesome guy. Right? Like, super great vibe, super great attitude. I apologize that with everything going on with development and difference in time zones and all this other stuff, that I haven't popped in and hung out more. But it's just, the game's definitely between sort of work-life balance at this point with everything going on with the game. I suck at like popping in other streams and stuff, but I will tell this story forever, and I definitely appreciate it. Gigabomb, Boop Doop, thank you for the follows. But yeah, let's see. You guys like corpse runs? Don't listen to them. Okay, that's easy enough. You have an amazing team. We are very blessed with the team that we've assembled, and the team members that that are currently on an alumni status that have been here before. Like, we've been very, very fortunate. So all right, Panth, have a great one. I know how it is at the end of a stream. Thanks for the raid again, and for being in here. Hope you have a great rest of your day. So yeah, there's a bit of lag in here at the moment. If you guys are running to the guards, there's a couple second delay on some stuff, which is interesting because we had the number of players over 500 in here, so like into 400 it felt good. Around 4 something we started to feel it, but now with people like coming back out, we're at 382. There's still like some lingering lag, so we'll have to look at that. Team may be talking about it in Slack. I I had to hop out of Slack, so I don't hear what they're talking about at the moment. I need to run and grab my cable and plug in my phone so that I can actually hear Slack. So it might be something they're aware of. What's the eventual goal target for server cap if there is one? There's not. It's really going to be more about the amount of content that we have in, which will grow over time. So our cap for our cap for a zone is we want to be able to support at least 500 in a zone, and so we've had 500 in here today, but there's still some optimization to do. Yeah, so over time, the number of players on a server is really, it's less a technical issue for us from everything I've heard today to date. It's more just about the amount of content that we have available. And like I said, that's going to grow significantly. I mean, when we hit the playtest and as you guys get in, we're hoping that you see with the amount of content that we have in just in this one region that it's a fair amount. So then you've got to imagine that we're like the other 75 80% of the game that we're going to stack on as we're working towards 1.0. It's going to be a pretty big game. So, and that's the fact that it's going to be a big game like that's one of the reasons that we were also just looking at, you know, this vertical slice being pretty robust. And you know, we wanted to have systems in like the mounts and pack animals and housing and all this other stuff. So just because we want you to experience the full feel of the game, and we want there to be a strong sense of community and sense of place, and lots of different systems that allow for player interdependency on the trade skill side and on trading. We're actually treating trading as a thing. There's a lot going into making trading, player to player trading, feel really robust and very well supported. So rather than just kind of like throw in an auction house and call it a day, we're trying to get the best of both worlds. We know that there are players out there that really like to actively trade, and have over the years made really great profits and made names for themselves as traders. And then there are players that don't want to deal with that shit at all. And so things like the consignment boxes or the escrow boxes, I think we called them back in the day, where you can give other players items in a secure manner with like set criteria on what you expect to like get from it and how to get it back if they, you know, try to do anything hinky like delete it or don't log in after X amount of time or whatever. Like things like that should make it to where people can trade and really kind of have an active trader community. We just added support in. Oh, cool. I guess we're turning people into mounts. It's like it's Star Stable all over. The girls used to love like when I worked at Star Stable, the girls figured out how to go in and delete their player character, make it so their player character wouldn't render, and so they could run around as wild horses. But like if you look here, these stalls, these are volumes that you'll be able to rent like a flea market for the day, even if you don't have a house yet. And so you'll be able to set up your display boxes here so people can kind of look at what you've got going. You can rent them right now, but I don't have a display box and stuff like that. What I'm saying is they can do it. I can't do it right now because I'm okay, that was a wolf. I was like, is that a tiny horse? Because I'm not competent enough in my setup to actually get that all set up and show it properly. But yeah, I rented one of these spaces on stream on whenever that was, Friday. Oh, there's Erahu. And we'll show that off more. I can show you the place that I rented. I think I rented both of these. Oh, no. There's my party palace. Oh, it's just a bit laggy. Converter said, gonna log in and chill next to my homie Clint the Innocent. Always chill with him every playtest. I think that's fantastic. And he'll have a better spot. These guys are... I guess they're going home now. Can you jump through the window? Yep, I can jump through the window because I'm allowed in here. No furniture or anything like that yet, but Ollie has been working on the ability to place furniture and customization and stuff. Unoccupied houses open up, by the way. Oh, so they're not locked anymore. You can go in and look around. That makes sense. It's funny. I was thinking, Ollie. I was listening to that audiobook, and they've got some interesting stuff, like upgrades and stuff in their player housing there. I was like, oh, that's actually kind of a cool idea. You found a floating cube. Feel free to slash bug it. So our petition / bugs reporting is in, and that's something where Swanee has been doing some good work on that for the interface and stuff. So that's definitely something we want to check out. So feel free to use that system. Let me look and see. Got so many windows open and I don't think you know what? Let me just do this real quick. I'm going to turn off my screen for a moment. Cool. And let me just clean up my stuff. Like I said, I came into this stream really hot. It was like with 2 minutes to spare. And so I did not clean up my mess on the way in. I got so much stuff open. Okay, there we go. Let me make sure there are no other windows open over here that should not be. That's not there. Boom. Oh, let me move that. That is definitely not in the right spot. I'm just coming back from a few days off as well. And back to Twitch. There we go. Who all? Keith said almost 600 players. Yeah, 588 in the world. With 390 in Night Harbor. / reload command improved your FPS. Yeah, we've got someone looking at that right now as well. We have a nude team member. I don't know if he wants me disclosing that, but we have a nude team member. Do you guys have a target player count that you're aiming for in general? You know, like a couple 100,000 would be nice. That would be cool. Then we could pay some folks. That'd be great. Oh, you mean just like on a server? Honestly, we've always said if we had 10,000 players, we'd be happy. We'd still pay some folks. If we had 5,000. Yeah, we have new team members apparently. If that helps our numbers increase. But target player counts are, that we're aiming for, we want to be able to support 500 in a zone, ideally, especially a zone like Night Harbor that's kind of big. But that shouldn't really be the standard. We should have enough zones that players are... players aren't all smashed in there. But I'll be honest, the more we work on some of our zones, the more it looks like it won't be crazy for zones to support like 300, around 300, a bit above. Oh, a frog jumped in my throat. Did you hear it? 300 players in a zone is very supportable with the amount of content that we have in our zones. Our zones are really huge. Like we've got a camp list, and yeah, we've got crazy numbers of camps in some of these zones. Currently implementing stuff in Shallow Shoals, and that's another one where it's just like, I think we've got something like 10 or 12, like 10 main islands, I forget. But then within one of those islands, there's probably anywhere between 3 to 5 to 8 decent camps. It's crazy. Evergrove's coming along nicely. Yeah, it has been renamed though, Lich. It is now Evershade. Can we just keep the server up so I can forever sit and listen to the ambience and music? One of these days. Was the frog that jumped in my throat nude? I will not disclose that. Robot, do you think I should try and convince other high schoolers to play Eminem? Wait a second. Are you our high schooler? You were here with your father, I believe. Is that you? Yeah. Dozakar's kid. That's right. Yep, okay. I would say that's actually best for you to figure out. You should tell us. Of course apologies, the lighting is a bit crazy tonight. The pixels are it's a pixel party. I would say it would be awesome if there are more kids out there like you that are into it. I think that'd be fantastic. But you'll be the one that's sort of best equipped to say whether or not that's realistic. You said got some into EQ live, so it won't be too much of a jump. All right, well then there you have it. I mean, the idea is that it's a game that feels different, but it's still something like worthy of being played by folks that haven't played games like EverQuest and stuff in the past. It's not just catering to, you know, the old heads that are hoping to relive, like, you know, the Uncle Ricos out there. Expected release here. Check this out. We've got a ton of information on this. So FAQ will take you to our early access page. Those of you that are not familiar with the game, definitely check out the early access FAQ. Links to roadmaps. If you haven't set up your account yet, please do that. That way you can come in and play in our open play test coming up. Join our Discord. Here, let me hit you with all the links. Join our Discord. But to answer your question, like, concisely, we're targeting Q1 of next year. Umumbu. Thank you for the follow, also. I could throw a halfling over that mountain. Yeah. So we have a lot of information here. If you're not familiar with the development of it, check out all of this. Read everything. And if you're not a reader, the game will it may be a little tough for you as well. Oh wait, and there's nothing on my screen, huh? I turned my screen off to fix some shit, and then so let me do all of this over again. Son of a bitch. I am not on my game today. Where was that? This thing. This is what I was pointing at in the background, but also not because you couldn't see anything because my entire screen was turned off. So, early access, FAQ. Hey, Florine. Do you want me to petition round kick one-shotting mobs? They are aware of it. The team is aware of it. Speaking of which, I'm gonna get up. But you can go ahead and petition just because we want to test that system out a little bit. Nice. We've got some fun petitions already coming in. I'm going to run and grab my power cable for my phone so I can plug that back in so that I can charge a bit so that I can then maybe hop back in and listen to the team on Slack. How long is the playtest going to be open? I forget what we originally said. But that may not be accurate, so keep an eye on Discord. And then somebody may mention it in here. But I am no longer in Slack, so I'm not hearing if we've modified that original target. It was meant to be like a 4-hour test. Zergo man, it'd be cool if you wind up being like our avatar of youth. If you wind up being the person that's gets the high school Eminem player trend going. You didn't see a category for gameplay issues and petition? That shouldn't be. So all of the bulk of it are no, you may actually be correct. We got broken items, broken quest, broken spawn, NPC behavior, trade skill, interactive objects, art, missing items, UI issues, audio issues, other. Tsunami-san said I can't scribe a spell to my bar right now, to your ability bar. You think subcategory broke for you after a couple server juggles? Oh, I see what's going on. Yeah, it looks like there's actually we've been updating this a fair bit. It looks like we broke the bug reporting tool, which is kind of meta. Let me see if that's already covered in our bug discussion. Looks like bug reporting is broken. Seeing an issue where I see duplicate bag UIs. I submitted a couple bug reports. I see like 5 different copies of my bag UI. Oh, that makes sense. Because some work has been done in that area. All right, guys. I'm going to get up real quick, run and grab my cable so I can plug my phone in. Let's get this guy plugged in. He got up the moment the server went down. Coincidence? I tripped over the cable. Dead man switch on my chair? That's a fun concept. Where can I get a backpacking game? Only ore fits in my ore bag and I have no space. You can buy them in the night market. Or Sage Side should have a vendor as well. I've got to sneeze. All right. I have, let me check. I have no idea what just happened. Am I left-handed? I am left-handed, Katie. We found an exploit. Nick live patched it and broke the game. Boo. Ollie said. Left-handed, not everyone is perfect, I guess. What? Are you kidding me? Left-handed is amazing. Somebody said something earlier that... Oh, it was CAD. You were talking about the feelings that this game brought up for you. Ollie, are you left-handed as well? Popstacular said, is Nick the one who told me how to make chat font size bigger? He gets a pass. Nick is number 1. We'll add that to the list of good things that Nick has done. Artsy people tend to be more left-handed. I am very artsy. Liz, are you going to listen to that book that I recommended so that you'll know who you'll know who I'm thinking, who I'm listening to stories about? Okay, it is Dungeon Crawler Carl. DCC. People in here refer to it as. You are one of the main characters. I hope when you listen to the audiobook and you hear the like the accent and everything, I hope you appreciate it. I hope you're not like, what? So while we wait, tell us your thoughts on the pointy goblin full body zits. I think as an option, you know, this was discussed a long time ago. Since they are a spiral race, a race that originated in the spiral, seems fine as an option, but I like the idea that you don't have to have them if you don't want them. Kat said, yeah, even playing stuff like P99 did give me the feeling of EQ, old school EQ, but oh yeah, and then in your previous comment you said that this did. Zargals said, I found my Wiz trainer and now I've got 3 signatures, just need to find the last 2 join the academy. Have fun with that one. Zero Auto, thank you for the follow. But yeah, Kat, I mean, that's the hope, is to just try to, I mean, that's why we're pushing on certain systems and scale and everything else. Is the idea was like, hey, can we make something just feel like for people that have been playing MMOs for a while, kind of like that new, oh shit, everything's kind of mysterious and new and not just super dead obvious and you see all the patterns straight out the gate. So we appreciate it, buddy. I haven't been in Discord for all of this week, basically. We went out of town on Tuesday, and I'm just now getting back to things. So I haven't seen if you've been posting some new screenshots of your level that you're working on. But I look forward to checking it out. Carmini, thank you for the follow. Let's see. Liz says, I shall start listening tonight, because frankly, how many times does a girl need to listen to Harry Potter? Yeah, I mean, this is just it's a fun book. It's a fun book. Like, I actually think when I'm done with the stream, it's going to be a little bit late, but I still think that Jasmine and I will probably stay up a little late and listen to like another hour of, we're halfway through book 3, so I think just since Tuesday, we've listened to probably somewhere along the lines of, I don't know, I wouldn't be shocked if it's like 30 hours of audiobook. Like, that's all we did. Hey, Lich. That's all we did when we were out at the little like campsite or whatever. We stayed up super late, and then we'd wake up, make coffee and stuff, and have the audiobook going. $275 people back in. Carmini, Dungeon Crawler Carl. This said, Sean, if you have an Alexa device, do you set a sleep timer for 30 minutes? So I can do it. We're just listening on the phone. We don't do the Alexa thing. But that's a good point. We should do that. Now, I always get a little concerned because I see a lot of people that are coming in here in OOC. This is their first time playing. And I always get a little concerned when people's first time playing is during a stress test. But I love that wizards can use swords. Can they dual wield staff and sword? I don't know what the official stance on that is, but I hope so. Yeah, the difference between stress test and playtest doesn't sink in for folks, but you know, yeah. Let's see. We'll see. We'll see if people churn. If they come in, they don't have a good time during the stress test or even these early play tests before we go into early access. Hopefully, there's enough of you that enjoy it, and we do a good enough job that over time, everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about the lunch table, and then people are like, oh shit, I gotta try it again. Um, Saxifiber says your wife is awesome, dude. Can't get mine to listen to Dungeon Crawler Carl. I'm all caught up on the latest book. Great story, hilarious. No spoilers. Yeah, she loves it. She loves it. I'll look over and be like, "You want it?" She's like, "Yes." Yes. People also feel grumpy it's not finished, but no one claimed it was. Yeah, I mean, we're pretty open about stuff. That helps, because we're never trying to trick you. That's the one thing you can't accuse us of. Treyarch is a hail spammer. Hide. Corpse all. FPS is not bad for me tonight so far. That's nice. How many people in here? 307. Zorgol said, it's my first time playing, but I've done several MMO stress tests over the years. I knew what I was getting into. Okay, good. Good. I figured a type that would be put off by lag in a stress test wouldn't be inclined to play niche games like this anyhow. Well, you know, it's kind of hard to tell, right? Like, if they come in thinking, hey, you know what, this is kind of borderline, or hey, I like the general concept or whatever, but they don't realize like the state that it's in, and then they don't have a great time, you know, like shit's laggy or whatever. I understand that. You know, people have a lot of things to do with their time, so for us to get a bit of your time is a big deal. So we do, you know, we're gonna be punishing in a number of ways and difficult in other ways and nebulous and weird in other ways. So we want to the experience, like the basic experience, to at least feel good. Game keeps crashing for me trying to use crossover. No worries. Gonna have to break down and buy a PC for the April playtest. Well, if you're going to buy one anyway, that's cool. Definitely hit our Discord up and talk to folks in there. You know, people have tried a lot of different things, so you might be able to get some assistance on that front. I'm gonna mute again for a second and eat some more. Found the Dune Strider guy. I've been looking this whole time. I've never been so excited to find an NPC. Well, if you're being serious, hopefully it feels good. Hopefully it was something where you're not. Some people get frustrated when they don't just find shit immediately or whatever. I'm hoping that people remember that a lot of what felt cool back in the day was just the like figuring stuff out and finding things and exploring. Because if we take that away, then it's just kind of, you know, you're doing tasks where you're just kind of going to the point. And, you know, it's like, go here, follow arrow, go there, click thing. Felix said, I was being serious. I genuinely enjoy running around the city finding stuff. You should definitely do the Bard starter quest, though. Then. Yeah, there'll be some tweaks to starter quests and stuff as we get closer to EA. Are there no campfires over here? I always have to look this up. Ollie asked, need anything before I go? I don't think so, buddy. I think we're good to go. I just wanted a campfire here so I could look at Zukin in the romantic lighting. What are you getting frustrated about, Kenji? It's hard to find north if it's pitch black. If you're outside, north should be fairly easy. It just depends on which zone you're in. So, the green glowing castle on the hill is west. So west, that means this is north. And the city is east. And the ocean, which you can't see. Now Zukin really is horsing around. Zukin's making more horses, and water is to the south. If you are on the other side of town, then you'll have that glowing wizard tower. And that'll be south if you're outside of that north gate. The gate is basically you're going up north, and so the gate will be south if you're in the newbie yard. And you can see a lot of these from most places in the zone. You'll be able to see the golden dome there, which will typically be to your east. Atomic Rooster asked. Oh, Ali said gonna be right back, putting the kids to sleep. Okay. Atomic Rooster asked, what is the game mapping theory or overarching idea? Like, will there be a mini map? Will there be map markers? Do players just pick up the knowledge of where things are? The idea is essentially, we know that wikis will exist. We know that people will map it. People already have mapped it. And so we don't mind that as much. In game, if we were to provide a map ever, it will be it'll be something where it'll just be a simple drawing with no, you know, no markers, no GPS on it or anything like that. And that's something that we'll explore potentially. But you know, the idea is we want people to just develop an understanding of the actual environments. It may not seem like a big deal, but trust me, the moment you have a map to use, it changes the way you play things significantly. Zero Auto asks, there's no general vendor to sell all those trash items. I keep looking for people to sell my stuff. There are general vendors, and they're even in the newbie yard. We've got, if you look, there's a camp out there where there's, I think, is that the halfling or the gnome now? Where you can sell some stuff there. And let me improve my run speed really quick so I can run over and show you. Kinji, I missed it. I wound up going on another tangent. I can't find anything about how I can pay in early access. We don't have any information, like specific information on payments up yet. Sorry. I just went off on a different tangent after asking you a question and then disappearing. But it should be most normal. It should just be most normal payment methods. I'm scrolling up to see you ask this question, Kenji. Yeah, because we haven't locked it down 100%, it's being implemented right now. So odds are we'll be using Stripe, and Stripe supports a shitload of everything. No, we won't be on Steam. No plans to be on Steam at the moment. So this greedy halfling will also buy whatever from you. But if you've got like critter bits and stuff, just go in the inn and sell it to a cook. Oh, trust me. We will definitely 100% be letting people know how to give us money before the before early access. Whatever you do, don't go AFK right here. Apparently, it's not safe. But yeah, you can sell your critter bits and stuff like that to this guy. Right over past the bank on the left is where you can sell like hides and stuff. The market's got everything else for you. Yeah, there's a bloodstain there, Lich. It is now canon. New achievement. Die while AFK while in hardcore mode. $335 people in zone. And how many people in game? 512. That's not bad. Kodama Classic said, this world is charming as AF. I don't know the internet rules. Am I supposed to just say AF when that, or should I, like, am I supposed to say the words? Either way, thank you. We are trying our darndest to provide you with a charming world that murders you. That's the juxtaposition. We want a very difficult and sometimes frustrating world that is very murdery, that is also charming. If you want a family-friendly stream, then yes. Yeah, I mean, those of you that are new to the stream, I do curse a fair bit during normal streams. Can't help it. It's just the way I talk. But I will just say AF for this stream. Random Summoner says, just hailed a guard next to a pile of bodies and he killed me. I am not a smart man. I'm assuming that's probably a pale guard. Oh, I think there's been some updated. Let me go see if that's in. I think it's in. I want to go check it out. The client is running a lot smoother than the last playtest for sure, though. That's great to see. That's one of those things where it's like progress. The hope is just to like have this thing run as smooth as possible, be as stable as possible. By the time we hit next, by the time we hit the upcoming playtest for sure, that would be great. But honestly, if we can just get it ready for early access. Oh, I forgot this was in now. Oh man. There's so much going on all the time. There's a horse, Dalroni says in all caps. Harlequina says, my butt looks like a butt. Someone else just said, I am a horse, LOL. Infravision's working, I guess without I should be blind at night. I don't know if it's working 100% the way it's supposed to. Because we're doing a lot of lighting work and stuff, and I think it's dependent on that calming down. We're doing a lot of like texture and lighting work right now in preparation for the playtest, but just because it also needs to get done. Is there a way to resize the pet window? At the moment, I'm not sure. I don't believe so. But I could be wrong on that. Like I said, there's been a lot going on lately, and I am not 100% up to date. The only way to resize windows, I think, is using the overall UI scale option. Zukin said. Yeah, so if you haven't messed with that, you can find it, click the M, go to options, go to interface. Thank you. And UI scale. Well, that looks classic right there. I'm having trouble moving the interactions window. Is there a trick you're missing? It should move normally. It's still in progress, Lich, but it should move. Just curious how you are until the lag. I just ran from north to south and kept at 2 FPS. I have no idea because usually I'm fairly laggy. Can you have tab chat? It's very likely once we get in and you can see we haven't done a ton of work on the chat windows yet. So once they're in their final form, I would not be shocked if that's an option. Yeah, so I'm just now, like, I went around the corner, came back, and now I'm actually a bit laggy visually. So I'm not sure. Not locked, you can't drag it at all. That's really weird. Because mine's draggable. Tupac, has it been lagging the whole time, or did it just hit? Lich, try reload. Bought Necro, spills at Necro, then gated out to West Gate, and it hit. So that's 5 minutes. Have you tried reloading? See what happens? Keith, you're missing your tail. Checking Slack real quick, see if there's anything. DJ Footfinger says, is poison making unified with alchemy, or are both skills treated separately? Getting into playtest late. Still downloading, but it's gonna try to rogue this go around. I don't know how much of that's actually in yet. I think you can ask questions of Rift when it comes to trade skills in Discord now. My assumption is that they would be separate, but that may be wrong. Mining and harvesting nodes are not going away when depleted. Tsunami-san, they may be aware of that, but just in case, do you mind /bugging it? Okay, cool. Yeah, then assume that's part of alchemy for now. Because I haven't heard anything about like a separate poison skill. Just assume that's alchemy. Zargol said, our quest turn-ins like EQ. Do I need to hand in the items? One each window? Yep. No, actually, I think if it requires a stack, you should be able to hand in a stack as well. Try it out, and don't be afraid. It won't eat your items. It's not that classic. $310. Oh crap, I forgot to set it on performance mode. Instantly smoother. Nice. What am I currently running as? I forget. Performance, okay. Cool, just seen patch notes. Oh, I read that already. But yeah, Rift has been just kind of blazing away on trade skill stuff, so that's nice. It's nice that we've got a dedicated person for it now. Oh, is it a goblin? Yeah. It's not shocking. Goblins are just, they're that way, Senior Angus. A large diseased rat. Oh, and he's got the spikes as well. Sewer gnomes. And send him to the cat room. Oh, there's Paul. our dwarf here is one of our new team members who's been working on some of the optimizations for us. A lot of profiling and helping us find issues and opportunities for optimization. He actually lives in my town. It was a wild thing. He reached out to us. It was completely just kind of like he had been following along. He reached out and was like, "Hey, interested in the game? Here's my background." Blah blah. We talked to him for a while. Got a feel for him. And he's a programmer. Lives here in Germany, like in my town. Though he's not German. He's from Ukraine, but he lives here. Is there going to be a compass added? There may be a compass, like we may add something like that in the future as a thing that you can buy. And people will be like, why don't you start with it? Well, because you don't even start with shoes. Yeah, it is a small world. You've already got the comeback ready, lol. I mean, it's just a benefit of, honestly, between the streams and Discord, it gives us lots of repetitions on some of the feedback. What's Nick wearing? He's got a nice outfit on as well. Excuse me for the burps. What's Gladstone? Ranger? Archer? Gladeson. Archer. Cool. Yeah, hopefully the game sounds were turned up enough. I wasn't even paying attention. Hopefully it just wasn't a bunch of silence in the background for you guys. How much longer is the test? Just got home? It's at least another hour. Why don't we start with shoes? Phineas asked. You're lucky you start with pants. I originally said that everybody should start in the desert, facing the city, with no food, no water, no light source, no clothing. And then people were like, yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, like Conan Exiles. Your first quest, try to find some food and drink. His initial suggestion was gnome balls out. No, then we realized there would be gnomes, and people didn't want to see the characters naked. And sorry for sniffing, man. Like allergies just hit me while I was out this week, out in the woods, and it was just like. Nick vetoed? I don't know if it was Nick that vetoed it. I think he likes to abuse you as much as I do. Liz said it was going to be 1 to 5 and started 5 p.m. my time, so it should be 2 more hours. Unchained says 4 more hours. Got it. I mean, you can take away whatever you like from the stream. There is absolutely zero requirement that I tell the truth. If you AFK too long, will auto log you off? I don't believe so. I don't think we do that yet. $529 people in game. Cool. Are sets same as EverQuest? Yeah, it should be very familiar to you. I actually had an allergy pill I took earlier that seems to pretty much work, so at least I feel human again. Are you going to do that? I love being logged in for weeks at a time. It should be a setting. That whole jump bug still exists. I just realized I just keep doing that right into the mic. Ugh. See if I can fix that for this week's streams. Now I feel bad for being so... What is that word, Kenji? And having a tantrum? What? No, what? No. Did you have a tantrum? Didn't even notice the tantrum if you had one. Frame rate went to the crapper. Wondering if everyone is seeing. Yeah, there seems to be something that it's tanking over time. So it sounded like we were looking into something where oh, impatient. It's not releasing resources. So there's something going on with the client where it's not releasing resources, and that's kind of shitting out over time. Kinji said, ungeduldig werde man in Deutsch sagen. Ja, aber wenn du sagst es in Deutsch, dann ich verstehe es gar nicht. Ich glaube, weil ich meine Vokabular ist nicht so groß. Ich glaube, vielleicht ich kann es verstehen, aber wie heißt es auf Deutsch? Unpassient? Glaube ich nicht. Would there be a lore reason behind hundreds of naked adventurers appearing in the desert? Yeah, you know, it's just like any big city. All the big cities, you show up in your undies, like hoping to make it big. Do you still think in English when you speak German? Yeah, that's actually a funny question. Yeah. I guess the words are just there. My German's not great, but like, it's like applying German filter. It's hot, so they take their clothes off. Well, but we need a general rationale for it. Clearly, cloth-devouring locusts are a big problem in the desert. Seb Ponu said, I wake up every Saturday outside a city naked in the sand. I mean, that was my California experience. Did I California wrong? Oh no. There's Darton. Excuse me. Kinji, hast du mir verstanden? I mean, if you wake up every Saturday in the sand, I'd argue that you're a Californian correctly. Yeah, I thought so. It's a stress test. Play test is next month. Ich habe dich verstanden. Gut. I was telling Jasmine I need to work on my Swedish with her. She's pretty fluent, and it's been a long time since I've was studying any Swedish. And I don't have very much there, but it was a fun language. If you know German and you know English, then Swedish is not super hard, it seemed like. But now I've forgotten most of it. So... Any solutions for bags not showing up when opened? So we don't know. That's something that popped up during this stress test, and we'll have to take a look at it. Have you hit O? Seb Ponu says, I'm Swedish and I understand German pretty good. Yeah, it would make sense. Swedish is really a beautiful language. Where are you from in Sweden? Swedish is really nice, sexy people also. Do you think so, Robert? Robert, are they a sexy musical people? Halmstad between Gothenburg and Helsingborg. I do not know where that is. Robert does though. Apparently Roxette is from there. The beautiful music that you listen to in game is all Robert. And here's a link to the playlist. And if you have not figured out yet, Robert is Swedish. He just happens to live over in the frozen lands to the east. It's funny, I'd never thought about the fact that Roxette was Swedish, but now that you say that they are, it makes perfect sense when I picture her. Robert is the sexiest Swede I know, Simon said. He's pretty sexy. A sexy and a rock star. Time has flown by? You mean just in life or today? I would agree to that. Saw Roxette in Homestead in 2010. Time flies, feels like. Right on cue. Quixana finally made it in. Wow, that's hilarious. Let me see. Any more petitions come in? Doesn't look like it. Looking at the new petition tool, which is pretty exciting. It's cool to see progress made on that now, because then it's something we can use in the tests leading up to early access and have it pretty wired. Want to make sure that the tooling is good, that we've got good policies in place, that we've got folks that are going to be handling CS, familiar with both of those things. Nice bug reporting window. Good job, Swanee. Oops. Sniffing right in the freaking mic again. Let me check Slack, make sure I'm not missing anything crazy. So far, so good. John NS is on the scene for the bug stuff. Fantastic. Good job, John. Definitely a bit of lag in here, though. Be curious to see what we figure out. Yeah, because it seems to have degraded over time, so performance. Because we're only at 346 in here now. 535 in game though, so. Zoning tonight harbor takes forever. Yeah, I noticed that earlier as well. I mean, I haven't been in combat. I'm mainly just judging based off of inventory lag and like who alls and stuff like that. There's Swanee. Telsmere, did you hit the combine button on the bag? How many people do you expect to be in the same area at once, once the game is launched? I won't be shocked to see 300 people in a zone just based off the content that's available in a given zone. So around 300's probably not, wouldn't be shocking. Kind of on average. We'll have to fix the crazy whatchamacallit. Tried to combine, but beetle legs are in a stack of 6 now. How do I split a stack of 6? Alright, so if you go into your inventory, you've got a stack. Well, it's a little laggy. So. If you hold down the control button and then left click, you'll pull off one, and you can just do that and pull them off one at a time. But it should combine. Will it not combine if they're stacked? Let me see. Try to see who else is streaming the test. Airho is? Nice. Nick, has there been any update on duration? Definitely extended, not sure how long yet. Okay. Yeah, Ollie's just AFK with the kids for a bit. Should be back, he said. Cool. Wow, this is the craziest it's ever been. No, it's not tied to lag. It's just tied to lighting. It's a Unity thing. Pixelated. That's the damn word I was looking for. I could not remember the name pixelated. We've seen this in the past. Just if you've got too many light sources in a certain like rendering space, then it gets all funky. I've never seen it do this before. I almost wonder if it's something player light sources or something like that. And then reload made it better. But yeah, it's not a video card thing. It's a Unity thing. We've seen it for as long as the project's been around. We've seen it, especially when we started putting in when we added lights to spells. I think was when the first time we really started seeing it in like Wormsbane. But yeah, it's a lighting thing. We'll get it taken care of. Not a big deal. So guys, those of you watching, you should want you to have a more exciting stream experience. Like I said, I kind of came in a bit late, a bit half-assed earlier. I still need to eat my dinner. So what I may do is just raid like Airho or somebody who's streaming, so that you can actually watch some of the game in action instead of me just kind of sitting around here desperately wanting to chomp in your ear but not doing it. You've had 3 hours of me. I think that's you've served your time. So I think I might do that. And I'm totally not saying that just so I can get off stream here, check in with the team, and then listen to more Dungeon Crawler Crawl with my wife. I'm not doing that. That is not what's going on here. Guardsman, thank you for the follow a few minutes ago. Where can you leave feedback on the game quests? You can do that in our Discord. Here's our Discord. Those of you that are new here, if you like the soundtrack, you can find it here. If you're not on our mailing list, you can join there. Wait. This is the actual link to the playtest for the the playlist. Guys, thank you much. Whatever. Thank you very much for being here. Hang around. We will raid Urho or somebody who's actually playing the game. That'll give you a better sort of like glimpse of some fun stuff, I'm sure. I will be streaming again, normal schedule this week, so Wednesday and Friday. Thanks for your patience while I was gone this week. Those of you that pop in regularly. Yeah, thank you everybody for being here. And so yeah, let's get this raid set up. Let's do that. Let's do it. Keep an eye on our Discord for more information about the playtest. It may run a bit longer, it sounds like. You'll probably want that info. So let's look at doing a raid. Glad you had fun. Those of you that are new here, those of you that are, it's your first playtest, hopefully you're having some fun. Again, remember, stress test. So I'm setting up the raid, finding. There he is. All right, starting the raid now. Always feel free to come back and hang out with us whenever. When we get in here, be sure to give Airhost some love. Rating now. Thanks again for being here.
It was actually a pretty well-timed split.
See you.